if you're a photographer, you've probably heard all about, hey, upsells or IPS, in-person sales session. Honestly, that sounds horrible, but I have a really, really good method for you to make more money on the back end after you photograph. Stay tuned. I'm Vanessa Joy. I've been a photographer for the past 20 years, and if I could go back in time and just like knock some sense into myself way back when, I would have started upselling albums way sooner. Now, I offered albums way back in the day, but I didn't know how to upsell them, to have an album that they committed to begin with, and then offer them the option of making it bigger and better. And let me tell you something. It does not have to be difficult. I'm going to give you like the easiest thing I did first, where you literally do no extra work, but it can also be really explosive. The first time I even got it in my head that I could offer upsells on albums and wall art, etc., it was probably a good 15 years ago. I had a client who had, I believe it was a 40-page or 30-page album. It was a 10 by 10 album, and I was designing her album for her. She had picked her photos, and I was like, you know what? All these photos are just not like fitting in here. What am I going to do? And in my head, I was like, well, I have to fit all these photos into her album. I told her that this many would fit, but it just didn't look good. I was also letting them pick the photos, which we'll get into why that's not so great later. But in this circumstance, and step number one for you if you want to offer upsells, it could be as simple as this. All I did was I emailed her. I said, hey, I know you picked out these photos. I'm designing your album, but I really think it would look even better with an extra 10 pages in there. An extra 10 pages is X amount of dollars. Do you want to do that? She said yes. So from then on, all I did after the wedding, these were weddings mostly, I emailed all the clients and I just said, hey, I know you have this size album. If you would like to, you can take that 10 by 10 to a 12 by 12, or you can add more pages. You can add 10, 20, 30, 40 more pages into your album. And all I did that year was just send one email offering them those upgrades. I made an extra $22,000 that year. And you can too. $22,000. Now that's absolutely incredible. And all I was doing was sending an email and offering that. From there, I decided to move forward, and after you try this, I recommend that you do as well. Now I would send emails to them before and after I photograph them, offering them deals on canvases or acrylics or even adding those extra pages. I have a lot of people take me up on that before I've even photographed a single photo. I'm already giving them upsell opportunities. Even if they don't take me up on it, I'm educating them on that opportunity. So after I photograph them, after we're sitting there designing their album, they're warm to the idea and it's not jarring that I'm giving them things they could possibly buy afterwards. You could do the same thing with save the dates and thank you cards, even if you're upgrading them from maybe the flat card that they ordered or that you give complimentary like I do to a folded card or maybe a tri-folded card. You can upgrade and offer so many things for them. And the important thing to remember throughout this entire process is that you can't answer for them. Do not decide for your clients. Your job is to offer them the possibilities and then let them make the decision. So often we make the decision for our clients and we decide that they don't want something when we haven't even asked. Try this, just offer. Now, ideally, you get to the point where you're going to sit down with them and you're going to present them through Fundy Designer like I do with an album design, with wall art possibility and card possibilities. Because you've already started emailing them the options beforehand, they're warm to this idea before you meet with them, and it can be in person or as I like to do it, just over video chat. They're warm to the idea and you've already sent them a price list of possible upgrades. Now when you're sitting there in that sales presentation or design session, as I like to call it, and offering them all the possibilities, they already know ahead of time what they can do, and they've probably already made a decision. But because you've educated them beforehand, the decision is a lot easier for them and it's not overwhelming. Some of the things I suggest that you offer: extra pages in the album, wall art, whether it's acrylics or metals or canvases or framed, doesn't matter what it is. Definitely recommend doing that. I also recommend upgrading album sizes. If they've committed to a 10 by 10, let them know that you can do 12 by 12 or 14 by 14, or maybe even different ratio albums to make it look more like a coffee table book. If they have committed to something like a canvas, maybe you could show them what a canvas cluster would look like, or they could upgrade from a canvas to an acrylic, which is likely a little bit more expensive. There are so many possibilities, and the idea is that you wrap your head around the possibilities first yourself and then start offering them to your clients little by little. You will give them opportunities for so many different things by helping educate them and just offering it. And again, don't make the decision for them, just show them the possibilities. If you haven't tried Fundy Designer, that can help you really nicely present all these upgrades to your clients, either in person or virtually, go ahead and download a free trial of Fundy Designer. I know you'll love it. I've been using it in my business forever. And now, by the way, if you want an actual number, I double my income, my net profit from all these upsell opportunities. So I highly suggest you do the same so you're not kicking yourself later down the line. See you next time.